In this video, we're going to discuss business areas. AI can model the structure of the organization to give teams access to data segments tailored to them. For this, we use business areas. Job streams are organized by profession or department for improved access, supervision, and monitoring. Business areas are simple tags that you apply to job streams so that they're cataloged by organizational specialty, say sales, finance, or operations. This enables additional capabilities for filtering, cycle definition, and alerting. You can create as many business area sublevels as you need, and a job stream can belong to more than one. We use business areas to structure our three main tabs: dashboard, monitoring, and analysis. You'll be able to customize views and interfaces to allow each team to prioritize its own job streams over others. Every business area has a processing cycle, which is convenience when timeframes are assigned to team-based batch processing. If sales process the bulk of their jobs between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m., and finance process between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., then you set up two areas and set those cycles. Users will then be able to move back and forth between cycles, say yesterday's production cycle versus today, even if those cycles cross midnight. The Monitoring tab has the roll-up filter for custom views and live supervision of processes, and uses business areas. The Monitoring tab reports on potentially tens of thousands of processes, and business areas provide an elegant way to focus on certain areas of the organization and then drill down into the associated job streams. It's also possible to link users and email addresses to certain business areas when jobs are owned by set groups. When an alert associated to a business area is activated, that person is notified. Finally, we use business areas to make it easier for users to access the job stream objects and data. We can set display preferences for users so that only certain business areas are displayed in the client, although this is something that they can change. There are many reasons for structuring job stream data based on the organization's departments. Batch processes are the backbone of the organization's IT business, and each group in the company has its own set of jobs. We can create business areas for each group, team, and sub-team, and then assign job stream sets to a given area, so they're easier to monitor and secure. Let's take a simple example. We have an organization with 4 groups who generate certain volumes of batch processing: finance, inventory, logistics, and operations. We create business areas in AI to match those teams and then assign the job streams to those areas. It's also possible to create multiple levels and subcategories for granularity. Under the finance area, we can create additional areas for revenue management, price calculations, accounting and financial reporting, and cash management. We can then assign the appropriate job streams to the relevant subcategories. A job stream can belong to more than one area. Sales reports might fall under the purview of both sales and finance. Once we've organized AI in business areas and tagged the job streams, we'll be able to do a number of things which we demo in this module. We created the business area model behind the scenes using the Admin tab. Areas affect all 3 tabs: dashboard, monitoring, and analysis, but in different ways. In the Analysis tab, our job streams are categorized by business area, which makes them easier to find. Areas play an important role in customizing the Monitoring tab. This tab will report on thousands of job stream runs, and the volume of data can be overwhelming. So we recommend creating individual tabs for each area to allow IT operations to simply navigate the interface and filter data based on the team model. The AI dashboard uses business areas to provide aggregates for each group in the organization. The Dashboard tab is able to collate data totals for each business area. We can then drill down into each of those areas. You can click the Finance link and see current records, history and forecasts for revenue, reporting, and so forth. These are the subcategories for operations, and we notice that some job streams have been assigned to the main category operations, like DB update process, IT ops output, and SAP report. This makes sense. Some job streams might be assigned to low-level teams, while others, presumably more important, are assigned directly to the main category, say operations. If the job stream is tagged with both areas, both management and sub-team members are notified when an alert is activated. Let's create a new business area. We provide a name and a location. The current location indicates where the area gets created. You can also specify the email addresses of the individuals you would like to notify when alerts are triggered. We're creating a sales team at the root level, and then a subcategory. The two new areas are ready. Let's assign a job stream to this area. The Revenue Report job stream belongs to Finance and the subgroup within the team called F Revenue. The decision is made to include the report in the Sales business area, and so we tag it. AI gives each user the option of configuring their own interface to show which business area they want to see. This setting affects the displayed business areas in the dashboard, monitoring, analysis, and reporting tabs. We use the Preferences menu to activate it. To activate the new business area, you simply add it to the list on the right. The Revenue Report job stream is tagged in both the Finance and Sales reporting areas. It's also in F Revenue. Business areas have configurable processing cycles. This is useful for organizations where each department in the company is assigned a time frame for batch processing. Sales from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., Finance from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., Ops from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., and so forth. These cycles can be calculated automatically based on historical records, derived from the parent area, or set manually. Once a business area has a defined cycle, we'll be able to fine-tune the overrun data we want to see, say for the current processing period, the previous, say yesterday, or the next. In monitoring, that means the data will be filtered on overruns from yesterday, today, or forecasted to occur tomorrow. Let's edit the Finance area and show the Processing Cycle Info tab. The default option matches the cycle to that of the parents. In this case, Finance is a subcategory of the All Job Streams area, which itself has a cycle. If you keep the default, that cycle is applied de facto to Finance as well. You can also let the system set the cycle for you. AI considers historical runs and determines the best possible cycles based on those runs. Finally, you can set the cycle manually with a start and duration. If the Finance IT department has assigned processing period set between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m., then you simply enter 7 p.m. for 12 hours. Let's create a new monitoring filter tab for Finance. Save it, and then use the Edit button to define filter settings. You can apply a display filter on the business area cycle. You can select the current business cycle, the previous one, say the previous day, or the next one. In the window underneath, you see the description of the displayed data. This is a new area with no historical job stream data for the previous day, and so the window is empty. Finally, we can set preferred business areas and user preferences. We add them to specific user profiles, and those selected business areas form the default display in the user's interface. Obviously, users have the option of changing this in their own preferences. The purpose of this function is to set default business area properties for the new user. When that user connects to the client, he or she will be presented with these business areas and none of the others. That user will nonetheless be able to change that after the fact.